So excited. We'll let some people start hopping on. Thank you all for being here. Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead and throw in the chat if you want where you're tuning in from. I always love to know where people are tuning in from. Can everyone hear me okay, too? I want to make sure of that. Okay, cool. I'll give it just a few minutes as we wait for some people to hop on. I'm excited. Good morning. Hello. Hi, Hawk Spirit, Shan L. Excited to be here with you guys. Hi, Denise. Yay, Long Island. Hello. Hi, Kim. Oh my gosh, Scotland. I bet it's beautiful, the cold in Scotland. Teresa. Hi, everybody. Bonjour. Denmark. Cool. All right. So I wanted to do, as we step in to 2025, there's a lot, already coming forward this year. So let's step into our intuition and really get a sense of how it's received. We're going to do a few exercises here just to get a sense of that. And we're going to tune in with some different things. So, yeah, I want to just talk about the importance of this right now. So, as we move forward, I really feel like the guides have been sharing that over the next several years, things are going to be more, well, we're splitting. And we're going to need our discernment in order to follow this higher end of the split. We're going to need our intuition. It is the tool, I feel like, for us to utilize. So it's kind of like an athlete. It's an athlete for the intuition. They're going to run drills. They're going to do something over and over and over again until it's in their body so that when they're in a game situation, they can it's automatically in their body and they know how to approach it in a game situation. So that's what we're really doing. We want to really instill and program ourselves to be these intuitive beings. And that's why I feel like intuition and doing exercises like this is so important. There's so many things that we can kind of bring in to help us tune in with stuff as well. We don't always just have to go blank and say, okay, show me what's here. We can use certain exercises to kind of sear into the energy and it will help us pull in what we need to see. So I want to give us a few of those today and really help us learn how to pull in our intuition and how we receive it. It's going to be so important, not only for discernment, but as we step forward into our soul missions and into New Earth. This is the tool we're going to use to create and to build forward this earth that we have been having feelings and visions and knowings about. It comes from our intuition, which is really tied to our creativity as well. When we receive that feminine knowing, that intuitive thought and idea that pops in, that's that feminine. And then we use that masculine to then go and create. So intuition is going to be such a huge tool as we move forward. And the more it becomes second nature to us, the more it becomes like breathing, it's going to really make life be so flowing, so natural. So working that muscle is going to be really important. So that's also why I have started Intuition Club, because we're going to be going deeper and practicing this intuitive muscle over and over again so that we become like these masters of our intuition and we get to take that forward and use these tools in order to tune in and use our own discernment. So if you're interested in joining Intuition Club as well later this month, please do. We're going to be doing exercises similar to this and then so much more. Today, we are going to tune in with a couple of, or I think hopefully three different things, depending on time. I'm planning to be here for about an hour. We're going to use our own kind of meditative type abilities to pull through our intuition and receive some clarity and guidance for ourselves. In Intuition Club, you'll be doing that, but you're also going to read for other people, which is so incredible. It's actually so much easier to read for other people and pull through information for them. But the good thing about that is you are going to get validation on the other side as well. And you'll be able to be confirmed that what you're receiving is resonant and correct and all those things. So that's the beauty of it. Okay. So, hopefully, you are in a quiet space for yourself and you will be able to tune in and kind of have some time to exercise your intuition and see how things come through. I think I put in the description that if you have a question about your life, a personal question, to bring that today. And we're going to go ahead and see if some guidance can come through about that particular question for you. So we're going to focus on that first. I'm going to guide us in and open us up so that our energy is a little more open to receive and put some protection around us. And then we're going to open up and see the guidance that wants to come through about this question that we have. So if you need just 30 seconds or a minute to kind of think of a simple question that you might have about your life that you would maybe want a little information on about how to move forward or some guidance, you can go ahead and kind of bring that into your mind right now. If you want to write it down, that's also helpful. It kind of makes a statement to your guides or the universe. And then you can always take notes underneath of it once we come out of the intuitive meditative experience. So I'll give you just a few seconds here to kind of pull through what that question might be. And then when you're ready, I'm going to have everyone just get settled and we'll take some deep breaths. And you can go ahead and close your eyes. And know that as we step into this, I'm super visual, so I'm going to explain things visually. But if you don't see visions, it's okay. A lot of people don't. So I want you to pay attention to what you're feeling, ideas or knowings that may be dropping in. You might hear thoughts or sounds, and everything. It's like this whole encompassing sensory experience with our intuition. So if you do see visuals, great. Allow them to come forward. And I'm going to guide us in, and it's going to be a visual experience. But again, I'm going to also incorporate these other senses of feeling and knowing, and you're going to pay attention to those as well. So, okay, just allow whatever wants to come forward. If you're getting a feeling in your chest of emotion, follow it. You hear that term, follow your intuition. And it's like, yes, follow it, do what it says, and go along with it. But it's also your intuition comes through like you're walking down a path and just pulling it in. So just follow what it's showing you, feeling, knowing, seeing, hearing, all of these sensory experiences, and just keep opening it up. So you want to just allow it to guide you down this path of what it's showing you. If you feel like your ego is getting in the way, you can just tell it to step aside and you can really put it aside you. Okay. All right, so let's get nice and settled. I'm going to close my eyes with you as well as I guide us through this. And let's get comfy wherever we're at. And let's just take a nice deep breath in through the nose if you can. Breathing that breath nice and deep all the way into the bottom of the belly. And holding it there for just a second or two as you feel the breath expand out into the body. And a nice big release, letting yourself settle and relax even more. And we're going to take in a second deep breath, just allowing this intention of expansion to come into your body as you breathe in, holding at the top once again, letting that breath wake up each of the cells. And a nice big exhale, feeling your body expand. And on this third deep breath, we're going to breathe in the intention of the question that you have, letting that question permeate into the body as it's going to bring forward information for you. Just feeling that breath expand out, and on the exhale, just pushing that intention further into the body. And I want you to go ahead and bring your attention to your feet. And we're going to imagine some nice, solid, thick roots growing out of the bottoms of our feet, grounding into Mother Earth. She's going to support us during this process. So those roots grow deeper and deeper, feeling them expand out, piercing through each of the layers of the earth down to the core, and just wrapping around that core of the earth. And you're going to pull your energy back up through those roots, that earth energy, and bring your attention back to the feet. And you're going to draw a circle around the feet counterclockwise, an energetic circle. And on a nice deep breath in, breathing all the way down to the feet. On the exhale, you're just going to push that circle of energy up around the body, creating a nice barrier of crystal light around you. And this is protection, only allowing through that which is for your highest and greatest good. And then I want you to bring your attention to the top of your head. We're going to open our crown chakra and just invite in that divine white light, that higher knowing that serves love and light. And just imagine this light pouring into the top of your head and all the way down through the face and the head, into the jaw and the neck, feeling yourself fill up into the shoulders and out into the arms, and down into the chest area as it swirls around that heart chakra, opening it up. Down through the spine and into the lower back and the stomach and abdomen areas. This white light just fills up this space. All the way down into the hips and the pelvic area. And down into the legs, the thighs, as it circles around the knees. And down through the calves and the shins. And into the feet and ankles as it connects in with this crystal barrier, filling up your whole aura with this beautiful white light. Just feeling your energy, the frequency picking up here. You may begin to feel yourself sitting in this white light, this expansiveness of pure white love and light. And as you feel yourself in this space, there is going to be a box that I am going to hand you. I want you to imagine receiving this box. Beginning to use your senses before opening this box up to just take in the box itself. Letting go of any need of answers and just seeing what this box is bringing you. Is it big? Is it small? Skinny? Can you fit it in your hands? Just noticing the material it may be made out of. You might get a feeling or a knowing of this. It could be wood, cardboard. And noticing if there's a color with the box or colors. Perhaps it's wrapped in a color, like wrapping paper. And taking in how this box is appearing to you. Everything is information. So, this is showing you something about the question you are asking. So, noticing the texture, the size, the color. What does that have to say energetically about what you are asking? You may get a feeling or knowing here. As you continue to pull that through, feeling the energy of the box. Is there almost an emotion to it or a personality? How does its energy feel? What does its energy want to tell you about the question you're asking? It's the information it's bringing. And when you're ready, however you feel called to open this box, perhaps it's a chest and you need a key, but go ahead and ask for those means to open the box now. And inside is going to be an object that is going to provide an even deeper answer for you. Once you reach the inside, just noticing what this object is. Just like we looked at the box, taking in the object, either holding it or setting it in front of you. Just getting an idea of what this is. And as you take this in, you can get a feel of its energy. I want you to pull that light even further from your crown deeper into your body. Just imagine pulling more white light in and asking why this object was brought forward. What is the information here that it specifically wants you to know? How you can move forward with the question you asked. And finally, if this object were to be put into some sort of action or circumstance to answer your question for you, what would that scene or that action look like? What would it be? You might get a feeling in your body of this movement, or a scene might pop in of this object in action. And just bringing this to a close, go ahead and thank this object for showing up. You'll ask if it has any final message for you and just pull its energy. Imagine pulling its energy towards you. And what does that energy have to say? Just wrapping up this clarification of your question. And when you're ready, you'll go ahead and put the object back in the box, closing the lid to the box as best you can. And with your hand on your heart, sending love energy to this box and the object. And just imagine that heart energy pushing this box back into these higher realms or wherever it came from, sending gratitude and unconditional love, and pulling that energy back into the heart as you take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, you can go ahead and come back and open your eyes. All right, if anybody wants to take any notes down, you can before we hop into the next thing. I'm going to just give a little few minutes here. And if you want to put anything in the comments too that you may have received or that you experienced, it's always great to hear from each other. Sarah Kay says she's waking up in beautiful coastal Washington. Sounds lovely. Yeah, sometimes it feels like we're making things up, but I promise you you're not. That's your intuition. I think that's a little doubt might come in like, am I doing this? And we're doing this exercise, but it's you opening up to that. So trust what was coming through. That's the biggest thing. That's why we're doing this workshop called Trusting Your Intuition. So trust what's there and you can kind of take it in and write it down, and then maybe, you let it integrate, and a few days later you might come back and look at those notes and say, "Oh, okay, maybe that does make sense to me." All right. Someone says they had a tan cardboard box wrapped in red velvet bow. Ooh. Inside was a lapis lazuli. Oh, sounds wonderful. Awesome. Happy birthday, Hazel. Yay. A wood box with black stone inside, obsidian. Oh, I love all the crystals showing up. Such an excitement waiting to open the box. I know, right? It's like a, a birthday or Christmas morning. Um, awesome. Someone's just popping in. No problem. We're going to do a couple other exercises here. So, yeah, you can always watch the replay. A soft, furry box with a big pink heart. Oh my gosh, I love it. Glitter, ribbon, all this stuff. Everyone's getting these lovely boxes. That's so great. Magic. Hopefully, the objects inside were um, guiding and able to give some resonance for you. My object was a sound toy colored with American colors. Oh, cool. Blue satin and a quartz crystal. I wanna, like, lay all these crystals out in front of me everyone's getting. They probably are all interconnected. A golden heart. To listen to my heart and stay in presence. Amazing. Beautiful. Such a great message for this time as well. Pure white pearl light sphere. I put it into my solar plexus. Amazing. My box was a crisp mirror. Ooh, or other reflective material. A gold box with a prism and blue light. Amazing. Oh my gosh. The shiny white box with an alarm clock inside. The time was 1 o'clock and the alarm was set to 4:44. Whoa. That's awesome, Marianne. Thanks for sharing, you guys. Cool. I'll give you like one more minute if you want to, yeah, share some things in the chat. You guys can see the chat, right? And then we're gonna hop into something kind of fun. It's fun and it'll just kind of get you to be able to get your intuitive juices flowing, and you'll understand, oh, okay, how things felt when you received certain things. I had an old fashioned key with a ball of twine wrapped around the part you hold in the box. Awesome. My box is red and purple velvet. Oh, multiple velvet boxes here with a ball of sunlight energy. Awesome. Yeah, it seems like a big message is this presence, this light, and following that higher resonance. I wonder if that came through for a lot of people. Beautiful wooden carved box. Ooh, how intricate. And an anku, is that how you say that? Is what they are called. My box was a spaceship made out of translucent reflective biomatter. Oh my gosh, so cool. And another red velvet box. Very cool, you guys. Hopefully that all brought through some great messages for you. Okay, as you are collecting that, I'm going to move on to the next thing. So I'm going to guide us through this, and this is just fun. So when we do this next exercise, you're gonna, if you have things, materials to write notes down, great. If not, you can just try to remember what's coming through, and then we're gonna put what we've received into the chat here, and I will validate things for you. So in my lap, I have an oracle deck, and I'm gonna have you tune in with this deck. It's in a box, just so happens, of course. And I'm going to just have you pull through some attributes about this deck. And it'll just be a few, and whatever you get, it's fun. So if you don't get something correct or it was like off the wall and you're like, why did I get this? I want to tell you this, your intuition, when you're in this space, you're always receiving something. No is just a piece of information. It means you're getting something, but maybe you just need to tune into it a little bit more to fully grasp what it is saying to you. So a lot of people, I think, when you hear the word no, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm horrible at doing it if I got this wrong. I don't think right or wrong exists with intuition. It's all just receiving. So it's about attuning yourself to the energy that's coming in or what you're tuning into. So, really, we're going to imagine this boxed oracle deck that I have, and you're just going to like pull the energy towards you. And I'm going to guide us through this, and I'll give you some attributes to pick up on, and you'll see what you get. And if you only get one, that's awesome. If you don't get anything, it's okay. If you get everything, cool. I just saw we have 111 people here, and it's January 11th at 11 a.m. So at least my time. So yay. Number synchronicity. I love it. Okay, so we're going to tune in with this. Again, allow yourself to just have fun. Don't put any pressure on yourself. This is here to trust what you're receiving. Okay. Uh, if you get something that is correct, um, notice afterwards how you felt when you were receiving that, how it felt in your body, and then if you get validated saying, yes, this is correct, okay, I noticed how my energy was. I wasn't judging anything. It's like you're going to notice how your energy is receiving this. So then if you get something else that maybe was you felt like was off or wasn't correct, you'll notice how your energy was when you're receiving that. And you might be like, oh, I did see this thing out of my mind's eye and I didn't pay attention to it. Or maybe I was judging, or my ego came in and wanted to guess and run to an assumption. So you'll this is to help you notice the differences between receiving and not receiving and that kind of stuff, which I think is so key. This will help with discernment, what feels right, what doesn't. So don't put pressure on yourself or beat yourself up if for some reason it's not matching. But I think a lot of people are going to get some key stuff. So okay, let's settle back in. We're going to get back into this state. I don't need to open this up again or anything. We're already there. All right, so we're just going to close our eyes if you choose to, however feels best for you. And just taking another nice deep breath here to settle ourselves. And on the exhale, just setting the intention to receive the energy and information of this oracle deck that is sitting in my lap. And I just want you to again imagine this white light coming towards you down through your crown. And I feel it coming in front of you, just filling this space as it clears and opens the space, this white light. And once again, just putting you in kind of this void of this white light. It's just this openness to be able to receive whatever is coming forward. And if you can, begin to imagine the energy of this oracle deck and the box that it's in. I want you to begin to feel if this box is more on the thinner side or if it's thick. What does the box here feel like for this deck? Just feeling the box, that might say something about the size of the cards. Are they more teeny tiny, like a little pocket deck, or is it larger cards? What is it that you are feeling? And do these cards feel like they have a shape to them? They could be round or square, rectangle. Maybe they have a cool cutout. What is it that you are feeling the shape of these cards to be? And then we're going to ask about the color of this deck. There is a main color. What do you feel that color to be? You can always ask to be flashed another object that might be that color. And then there is a certain theme to this deck. Um, there are pictures on the deck that follow a theme. Is there a certain object or thing that tends to appear on every card? Again, just continuing to pull the energy towards you of this deck. There's kind of an origin, like a country in the world that this deck is also based around. If you can maybe pinpoint the country or place in the world, you might even feel your body being pulled in a certain direction on the planet, or be asked to be flashed something from this particular culture or heritage. And then finally, we're just going to ask as you pull the energy towards you any last thing that this deck may want to show you about itself. Maybe it has some wisdom to impart or a characteristic that it feels is important. Just trusting whatever floats into your ether. When you're ready, we'll kind of bring this to a close. You can imagine sending this energy of the deck back to itself and pulling all of your energy back into you. Sometimes I do a little hand swipe if I'm reading for others, just to kind of cut the energy and send it back. And we'll just come back when you're ready. You need to jot notes down, but if you want, you can start throwing anything you've got in the chat, and then I'll show you the deck. All right, Joni says a thicker box with the clasp and cutouts, smallish cards, rectangular with rounded corners, purplish colors, purple and blue. Awesome. Light blue and lavender. Blue, green, and Scandinavian. Rectangle cards as big as my hand. Floral colors, flowers, rectangular, medium size. Greetings from very cold Ontario. Hello, thanks for being here. Cardboard box, big rectangle, light green, possibly golden on the edges. Fairies, Ireland, Celtic. Dark blue box with cards, the round corners, blues, pinks, and purple. Wings on the cards, rectangular, blue, magenta, Ireland with a question mark. Rounded corners. Oh my gosh, everyone's moving. I gotta scroll to see these. Blue, green, thick box, Celtic. Rectangular, blue, green, wisdom. Ooh, wizard. Awesome. Slightly larger rectangle cards, thick rounded corners, blues and purples with a theme around nature, Italy and Europe for the country. Oh my gosh, you guys are doing awesome. Wedgwood blue, heavy box, rectangle, Archangel Michael on every card. I got Japan with gold ink, rounded corners, elementals. All right, unicorns. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the deck. And then you'll be able, and then we'll look at some of the cards too, because you may have been intuiting some things that are on the cards or maybe the energy, things like that. Okay, so here's the deck. It is the Celtic tree oracle. So there are several people that said Ireland, Europe. I even saw some Celtic stuff. So if you got that, great job. Greens and blues, definitely. And then the back of it is more of like a yellowish, I would say golden color. And then there's all these colors on it. So I'm going to open it up and show you the cards as well. But let me just put this here. Sorry, my ring light kind of hits. It goes around here. But if you got green, awesome. There's like little purple flowers and stuff at the bottom here. So sometimes when we get colors too, it may be showing an energy or something like that. But okay, so the cards themselves are gold when you look at the front, and it's all plants, trees, nature. So this one is the sea. And it talks all about the energy of certain plants and how their wisdom and their message for you. So here's some of the cards. Let me see here. So lots of nature colors. And then the back is green with this golden emblem. I also want to look and see maybe where they're made. So someone said Japan. It says designed in Australia, printed in China. So I wonder if you could be picking up, where they were made and distributed from. That could be definitely something. So yeah, definitely rectangle, the green, the gold, the blue. We could take any of that. If you got something with nature, if you got that part, even Scandinavia, you're being pulled up towards that area of the world where those types of countries are, where the Celts would have been. Let me see if there's anything in the actual book too. So I don't know if anyone got anything else. All right. How's everyone feeling? The green and the gold is beautiful. Some very accurate intuition here. Awesome. A lot of you got some really good stuff. A lot of the flowers or stuff in here do have, so this is like purple and gold on it. But yeah, lots of gold and green. Let me see. Here's another one. Yeah. So this is one of my favorite decks. I really like it. It's got good energy in it. Cool. Let's see. Some very the green and gold is beautiful. Some very accurate intuition here. So maybe, and if you're like, I was off, it's okay. Then, sometimes we might be pulling in the energy that maybe it's speaking about, or it's just showing us, okay, maybe I'm learning to tune in a certain way and I'm receiving things. You can always ask, maybe the purple means something. Maybe what you received means something else. Who knows? But this is why we're doing this, so we can get to know our intuition a little better and what we are receiving, and how to improve on it, I guess. Someone said, I got the color, size, and shape. Awesome. Even if you got one thing, I think that's awesome. This stuff is hard to do. Even me, when I have done this in development circles, I don't get every aspect. So it's always good to just practice and see what comes through. Okay, so if anyone else, I'll show this again if you're interested in the deck, the Celtic Tree Oracle. Okay, I'm just going to see what everyone's saying here for a second, and then we're going to do one final thing. I just intuited that I should probably go mow the lawn. This is fun. Oh, good. I'm glad. I think it's fun too. Okay. The trees and the grass is calling. Cool. All right, you guys. We'll wipe off that exercise and we're going to do one final thing. So we did a tune in for ourselves and a question that we might have. I noticed that I keep saying question. I don't think I ever really pronounced that word that way. A question that we may have. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. Um, so we tuned in for a question for ourselves personally. And then we did this exercise just to kind of get an idea of how things come in for us. If you're seeing, maybe if you're seeing purple, you might be feeling something else about that. So we're learning how our intuition likes to work together and just kind of having fun and seeing what pulls through. So now we're going to do something for the collective. So let's read some grander energy and see what that feels like. And now that we are more familiar with kind of how we pull things in and trusting ourselves, I'm going to lead us through an exercise to pull in the energy of 2025 for the collective. So this would be probably the collective point that you are heading on and that you are looking towards. Um, so what we're going to do in this is I'm going to guide us down a river. So we'll be in some sort of boat or canoe. And as we head down the river, we're going to put it into sections of 4. So it'll be like the seasons, or these, since there's 12 months, we'll divide it into every quarter of the year. So that's what we're going to focus on. And we're going to pull through the energy and maybe some messages about where we may be heading in 2025 and where the collective is heading. And again, just trust whatever is coming through, however you're seeing this river and what might be on the banks of it, how it might be showing up. We're going to follow the energy of it. Sometimes the water is really still. Sometimes it's like the boat won't move. It's stuck in these rocks. And you're just going to ask why that's happening. And of course, I'm going to guide you. So it'll all be good. We're all in this together and holding the energy for each other. So, um, we'll set the intention here just to be shared with us, the energy and the collective energy as we move through 2025 and kind of what this timeline of the year looks like for us. Cool. Does that sound good to everybody? Any questions about that? Okay. So we're going to go back into that meditative state. And something that sometimes helps me with this is I'll sing the song Row, Row, Row Your Boat. You'll kind of sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat gently down the stream. And as you do that, you'll be imagining the river and the stream, and it will guide you through this. So if you want to sing that in your head, you can, or you can just be with the energy and the vision as we move down the river of 2025. All right. So I'm going to have us close our eyes again and just get back into this state. Let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath. Again, breathing nice and deep into the bottom of the belly. And we're going to hold the breath there, just letting it expand. And on the exhale, just relaxing back into this space as you feel your attention and intention driving forward in front of you. And just taking in a second deep breath, pulling in that intention to move through the energy of 2025 for the collective. Whatever needs to come forward and be shown to you at this time. And just setting that intention with your exhale. And again, we're going to imagine pulling all of this white light in front of us and around us, pulling that waterfall of white light into the crown. Just imagining that white light really pulling into the crown like a waterfall. And as you imagine this waterfall pouring into your body, it moves into the heart, begins to gush out of the heart space and form a river in front of you. And you begin to feel yourself sitting in some sort of canoe or boat. Maybe it's a raft, just noticing whatever you are sitting in on this water. Could even be a submarine. Just taking in the physical thing that is holding you before we begin moving down the river. And just pulling in this higher energy through the crown. I want you to ask it to drop a knowing in as to why you're in this type of boat or contraption. What does that mean about this year? And when you're ready, you'll go ahead and push yourself off into the water. And just beginning to observe how the water feels. How is it moving? Is it more rapid? Is it still? Just noticing how the water is carrying you down the river. And what does that mean about this year or these first 3 months of the year? Just continuing to move through the water, feeling the passage of time a bit. You might even notice what's on the sides of the river, whether you're moving through forest or it might be a more tropical area. What does the surrounding environment have to say as you continue down the river? How does it feel to you? And continuing to pour that white light of waterfall into your body and moving it into the river as you move down through the first 3 months into February and March. The water might shift a little bit, noticing the intensity or the calmness. And we're going to move further down as we begin to push into April, May, and June. Noticing if the water begins to shift or feel different. Noticing the banks as well along the river. What is you noticing on the land? And even the river itself, is the water clear? Is it muddy? And what does that have to say about this quarter of the year, April, May, and June? About the collective energy for 2025, just pulling in a sense or a feeling. You might even see some visions or scenes playing out on the riverbanks. And we're going to move further down into the river for July, August, and September. So we're getting into the second half of the year here. Again, the water may begin to shift, the flow that you're in may begin to feel different, the scenery may change. How does the energy feel in these months as you begin to flow down this part of the river of 2025? Just noticing the transparency of the water. And again, any activities or environmental surroundings you see that are on the land next to the water. And what is this telling you about this part of the year? Just continuing to flow down the river here, getting a feeling of the energy and how it may differ from the beginning of the river. You can begin to get a sense of where this river may be flowing to as we enter into the last 3 months of the year, October, November, and December. And as we float into these months, how does the energy of the water begin to shift? Is it feeling like it's picking up or slowing down? Is the boat you're in even shifting as well? Is that different? And seeing what is on the outside of the river as well as the environment has changed around you, and what that has to say about the evolution of this year, the collective. And you'll notice that the water is beginning to flow into a pool where you will come to a stop at the end of the river, aka the end of 2025. And this is where the energy of this year is leading us to. And just noticing the water here as you sit in the middle of this pool or this pond. If you even need to get out of the boat and walk onto the land and just see what's here, what it's showing you about where we're headed at the end of this year, just what the energy looks like and feels like here. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and you're going to look into the water here as if you're going to see your reflection. But the water is going to reflect something back about where you're headed or where your soul wants to be led in 2025. So just seeing the energy or feeling the energy it's reflecting back to you. What does it want you to know? And when you're ready, you can go ahead and allow yourself to get back into the boat. And you're going to see that beautiful white sun above you, just shining down all around you. As it begins to pour that white light into the entire scene, lifting you back up and placing you back at the beginning here of 2025 into your own body and this present moment. Nice deep breath in, deep breath out, just settling back in. And when you're ready, you can come back. And if you want to write anything down, you can. And if you would like to share some stuff in the chat, go for it. Cool. That was so powerful and beautiful. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm so glad. You guys are so welcome. Hopefully, you received some intuitive information from there. So this is kind of the exercises and things we'll be doing in Intuition Club. We're going to go even deeper and we'll be reading for each other. So if you would like to join, I'd love to have you. The more we do this, the more we're going to open our intuition and the more we'll receive it just in our walking life while you're at the grocery store, while you're driving in your car or, washing dishes. You will end up being able to know the difference between, is this just an egoic thought or is it actually something that's dropping in for me to receive? You'll be able to determine between things that we're seeing happening in the world and getting caught up in energies and where to head. So it's so important. So the more we exercise this, the easier it gets, the more we understand how we receive. Um, so yeah, so by doing this regularly week to week, it'll really help. So if you're interested, I would love to have you in Intuition Club. And the link below is to join. The sun in my red velvet box. Thank you, Sarah. Many visions, rough waters, but with rainbow ahead. Awesome. At first, the water was rough. What was that saying? Yeah, rough waters. Oh, I lost it. And then there were beings all along the side, and it evened out. And at the end, I saw myself big and smiling, so beautiful. It was a big, comfy rubber dinghy down the Colorado River. Um, awesome. I felt it was Lemuria and Atlantis both. Stepped into a canoe made of light. Oh, awesome. To this beautiful grand ocean. I got kicked out of my boat. My boat was small. The water was calm and clear. Maybe your body just wanted to be in the water. And further down the river, the water got violent, but my boat was capsized and the bottom was a flower of light. Ooh. Final message was to stay calm. All is as it should be. That's beautiful. A message that we all need to hear. Very empowering and peaceful. Awesome. You guys got a lot of good stuff. Started fast moving and asking for presence and awareness, flexibility. But March, I saw blooming flowers. July, collaboration with other canoes. Awesome. And ended with more collaboration. Calm waters, chaos on the land, but I wasn't affected by it. Yeah. Cool. I saw people asking me for help from the shore. By the end of the year, there were too many people that I could handle. Yeah, yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of people awakening. And it is, it'll probably be too much for all of us to handle. So we create those places for them to be able to connect into. Awesome. Kate says, my boat was beautifully crafted wood. Ooh, at the end, returning back to this place, my boat turned into a chunk of wood waiting to be crafted. Awesome. End of the year was mysterious. Ooh, I'm excited about Intuition Club. Yay, me too. The water the water was rainbow and sparkly in reflection and I could see fire in the sky. Oh my gosh. Yes, July through September, more unification. Need more anchoring for 2025. Yeah. Yeah. And we're learning, I think the good thing about intuition too is it's teaching us to anchor into ourselves and our inner knowing. So we can keep coming back to that place. So it really is. We often think I always got to constantly ground into the earth and why the earth is helpful. It's about grounding into us and who we are and that intuitive sense within us. So the more we can do that, the more we're going to feel centered and grounded too as we move through this year. Message at the end of I am going back to who I really am. So beautiful. Silver aluminum boat that would shine in the sun. Um, the water started calm but became very fast and rapid. Okay. Um, dark and heavy at the beginning, opened a bit later. A new person joined me in my boat. Oh my gosh, maybe you're finding a partner. Oh, then blood. Oh my gosh, in the water. Oh gosh, heavy feelings, but surrounded with new beautiful people, a beautiful warm ending. Final message was we are getting to the giant ocean of one. Wow, amazing. Heading to waterfall with some spiral down calmly and the passing through a tall canyon of protection to find our way to the open ocean. You guys got incredible stuff. Thank you so much for sharing this and being here with me today. I love doing this kind of stuff, stepping in and hearing what everyone has received. I hope you're walking away feeling more open and clear and with that sunshiny feeling that we get to step forward into this year with. Um, our intuition is so amazing. And for those of you that feel called, I'd love to see you in Intuition Club. This is the last week to sign up, and it's probably the only time I'm going to offer it this year or maybe ever. So I would love to have you there, and it's going to be so fun. All of these amazing people, you're going to get to interact and meet amazing people. So if you're looking for community, then this will also provide it. Thank you guys so much. And I hope to see you soon in Intuition Club. If not, I'll see you here on YouTube or for other things. I love you guys. Happy 2025. Keep the faith, keep that higher consciousness, and we're going to move through these waters together. I love you so much. The schedule for the class is Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern or Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, or so the same time as this workshop. If you want to do both, you can, or you can pick one. Thank you so much, Patrice. That's so kind of you. Thanks for that the super thanks. I appreciate you. And then it's 8 weeks. So it starts on January 20th and goes through the middle of March. So probably carrying us through this hefty part of that river there. So hopefully, yes, I'll see you guys. And if not, then thank you so much for being here today. And thank you to those who are watching the replay. All right, y'all. I will see you soon. Much love and take care.